You study the target company for days. You sit down at your laptop, smile warmly into the webcam, and answer the opening question with polite charm. And immediately, your application is rejected. A flawless resume means nothing here if you look for social cues. Humans naturally offer small talk to build rapport, but there is no one on the other side of the screen to care about how your weekend went. Modern hiring is increasingly controlled by automated video screening platforms like MicroOne. These AI gatekeepers evaluate thousands of candidates simultaneously, in total silence, processing answers without a single drop of empathy. For decades, charm, warmth, and the ability to read a room were the soft skills that kept us employed. In a digital vacuum, those human reflexes are fatal flaws. Look at this 1951 photograph of Alan Turing. He proposed a simple way to measure machine intelligence, setting a goal that dictated the path of computer science for 70 years. This diagram shows how that original Turing test works. A machine sits behind a terminal and transmits text. If it successfully fools a human judge into believing it is a real person, the machine passes. As automated systems have taken over the global job market, the direction of that evaluation has entirely reversed. The machine is now the judge. To get hired today, you must pass the reverse Turing test. The human candidate must successfully prove they can think, organize, and speak exactly like a machine. An AI interviewer is completely blind to your nervous hands or your friendly smile. It relies entirely on natural language processing to instantly transcribe every spoken word into raw text. That text is then graded on a metric called semantic density. This is the ratio of hard data and specific action verbs compared to empty conversational filler. This algorithm acts as a ruthless digital highlighter. It instantly filters out human noise, exclusively targeting concrete facts. Candidates must manually format their answers using strict logic models like the STAR method: situation, task, action, and result, feeding the system perfectly formatted arrays of logic. Formatting your narrative is difficult, but the most dangerous trap in an automated interview is silence. These platforms rely on voice activity detection. If you get a complex coding question and sit quietly for 5 seconds to calculate the answer, the machine assumes you are finished, cuts your microphone, and moves on. Your thoughtful pause registers as a total failure. To bypass this mechanical limit, candidates are adopting a bizarre behavioral mutation: the speak-to-pause override. You have to literally narrate your internal processing out loud. You look into the camera and say, "Let me structure my approach for a moment," or "I am evaluating 2 different solutions." By forcing ourselves to narrate our hesitations, we are actively coding our own verbal buffer times. We provide the constant audio input required to keep the system from timing out. Look at this photograph of a mid-century office. For generations, human interaction, casual small talk, and social negotiation were the daily foundation of conducting business. Transitioning to the digital hiring vacuum exacts a heavy psychological toll. Staring into a webcam and feeding structured data to a silent machine feels isolating, robotic, and completely devoid of empathy. To survive this new environment, we are willingly erasing the warmth, the rambling nuance, and the messy creativity that make our communication distinctly human. However, there is a technical outcome to this practice that goes beyond merely appeasing a machine. When an automated system transcribes your words to grade them, it forces you to become your own editor. Every sentence you speak must carry its own weight, because the rubric does not reward vague intentions or corporate buzzwords. Using explicit structural joints, words like because, therefore, and assuming, creates a continuous map for the software to follow. In the process, your brain begins to organize its own scattered thoughts into a defensible sequence. This rigorous conditioning effectively masters the reasoning process. By the time you eventually face a human panel, you are communicating with a level of precision that makes you a sharper, more